Suisse, Suisse, États-Unis, Angleterre, Belgique, Grèce, le fruit de la veille venu d'ailleurs.
C'est-à-dire que la charité, en fait, c'est aussi l'individualisation des personnes. Et puis, ça a été très bien dit en début d'émission aussi sur ce truc de qui veut peu. Et ce qui fait que la charité, elle permet un sentiment passablement pervers, justement, un petit peu d'apitoiement, de tristesse, de paternalisme vis-à-vis des personnes. Et elle permet très, très rarement la colère envers les structures. Parce qu'en fait, je pense qu'il n'y a pas besoin de faire un dézoom méga large pour se rendre compte que c'est des structures de pouvoir qui créent le sans-abrisme, le mal-logement. Et puis, la charité, c'est la manière d'individualiser les problématiques, c'est la manière de se dire qu'il y a des personnes qui n'ont pas réussi, et puis de venir combler en fait des vides avec le système d'hébergement d'urgence. Alors je travaille au sleep-in, mais ça me permet aussi de dire que d'une manière un petit peu globale, les hébergements d'urgence, c'est de la merde. C'est pas des solutions qui doivent être pérennes, c'est des solutions qui ont été mises en place et puis qui sont des pansements sur des problèmes systémiques beaucoup plus larges. Ce truc-là, il est hyper dépolitisant et je pense qu'on le retrouve plus ou moins dans toutes les formes sociales et les structures en place aujourd'hui.
Eh oui.
I don't want anybody here to feel that we cannot stop Trumpism. We can. And I don't want, but we can't unless people come together and get involved in the political process. They think they can roll over us, but they're not. We're going to fight back. And not only are we going to fight back and defeat Trumpism and oligarchy and authoritarianism, our job in the richest country in the history of the world is to create the kind of nation that we know we can become. It is not utopian. It is not impossible to believe that every man, woman, and child in this country can have a decent standard of living. We don't need people dying because they can't afford prescription drugs or get to a doctor. What is going on now is an unprecedented level of greed and power on top. These oligarchs want it all. They really do. They are not nice guys. And if we stand together, we can beat them. And for the future of not only our lives, but our future generations, we must beat them. Let's go forward together. Thank you all very much.
Eh oui.
Here's how the system works. You pay taxes to the government pools that money and uses it to provide the people with essential goods and services that they need. In this country, we've got a different system for getting the things we need. Take healthcare. We pay taxes to the government, and the government gives our money to a middleman, for-profit insurance companies or for-profit health providers. And the insurance companies provide health coverage in exchange for maybe some more money from us, and a deductible that covers not everything, certainly not your teeth or your skin or your eyes. It's a pretty good system if you own an insurance company. Companies like United Health and Aetna collect 70% of their health plan revenue from government programs. Humana, 90%. These health plan businesses would not exist without our tax money. And it's not just healthcare. It's pharma, oil and gas, higher education. Taxpayers subsidize these industries who then take their profits, and we still pay so-called free market rates for their product. It's a class.
Eh oui. Oh,
on est citoyenne et citoyen d'un pays qui a déjà eu un président de la République définitivement condamné pour des atteintes à la preuve.
Allez, on revient sur mes republications. Bon, ça y est, je suis. Où est-ce que je suis là? Allez hop.
We live in a society and a culture that very often tells young men, you are what you make. That is your value. If you don't make money, you are worthless. And if you don't make money, it's because you didn't hustle hard enough. You need to work harder. We send that message to young men in a society which makes it increasingly extremely difficult, bordering on impossible to make money. What is it going to do to the mental health of young men to simultaneously tell them you're worthless if you don't make money, the amount of money that you make is based on how hard you work, and make it impossible for them to make money? And then how can you then be surprised when you see the growth of Andrew Tate and the growth of Donald Trump? These people are fucking angry because we fucking lied to them. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth, which is, listen, We, your elder generation, fucked it and gave you almost no chance, and you need to work super, super fucking hard just to pay the kids. And if you do that, if you work hard and you feed your kids and you put a roof over their heads, be fucking proud because we made it hard for you. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. And then they should be proud of themselves. They should be proud of themselves because it's hard nowadays to have a family.
Oui. Allez,
Monsieur Rutte, vous êtes secrétaire général de l'OTAN. Je viens de quitter la rue où des dizaines de milliers de travailleurs et de syndicats belges ont manifesté contre les plans de couper dans les pensions, de couper dans les services publics. J'arrive ici face au secrétaire général de l'OTAN qui me dit nous devons investir davantage dans la défense et ça fait qu'il y aura moins d'argent pour les pensions et pour l'enseignement, pour les hôpitaux. Aujourd'hui, d'abord, l'OTAN dit qu'il faut dépenser 2% du produit intérieur brut pour la défense. Maintenant, vous parlez de 4%. Donald Trump, président élu des États-Unis, parle déjà de 5%. Tout ça, pour la Belgique, ça voudrait dire, par exemple, qu'on passerait de 7 milliards annuels actuellement vers 30 milliards environ. On fait des coupes dans le social, mais on investit massivement dans le militaire. Les gens se disent, oula, mais peut-être c'est nécessaire. J'ai regardé l'OTAN annuellement, les dépenses en défense des pays membres, c'est 1185 milliards. La Russie, principale menace considérée sur le flanc Est, c'est plus ou moins 10 fois moins, on est à 126 milliards. Pourquoi est-ce qu'avec ce budget qui est tellement plus important que le reste du monde, on n'arriverait pas à se défendre aujourd'hui? La question que me posent les gens, c'est est-ce que c'est des politiciens complètement incompétents qui ne savent pas gérer ces budgets? Est-ce qu'en réalité, c'est parce que cet argent est mal dépensé? Est-ce que ça va dans les caisses des actionnaires des grandes multinationales? C'est quoi?
Et allez, on va terminer avec la Grèce, un de mes préférés. Où est-ce qu'il est? Il est là, je crois.
We are moving from a world in which economic activity, social activity, culture is driven by profit, to a world in which, again, we go back to a form of rent, but not rent that allows you access to the land, but rent that allows you access to the new digital land, which is the cloud, which has been privatized. There have been a new series of enclosures, like the enclosures that spawned commodification of the land back in the 18th century. Now we have had the enclosures that privatized the internet, created big tech, fused with finance, private equity, and created a world. I wanted to signal that this is no longer capitalism because the two pillars of capitalism are gone. They are not in the epicenter, markets and profits. That this is worse than you think, techno-feudalism. This is not simply concentrated market power. This is the demise of the market. When Amazon recommends a book for me, or any item, a bicycle, when Spotify recommends music to me, it's spot on. I want what it says I want. It knows me, right? And this is not the market. This is what Hayek deplored. A human construction that replaces the market. That is an algorithm that belongs to Jeff Bezos. Not only does it have the capacity to impress upon me what I should buy and to be right, and also help shape my preferences after a while in my interaction with Alexa. It shapes me, I shape its view of me, and it shapes me, but it actually sells me the stuff directly, bypassing every market. Because an Amazon.com is a trading platform, it's not a market. It's not a market that Adam Smith imagined, it is not a market that Hayek imagined. It bypasses the market. What happens is that it is a conduit where some capitalist who produces the binoculars, the bicycle, the book, whatever, through Amazon reaches me, and Jeff Bezos charges that capitalist 40% of the price that I pay. That is a humongous rent. I call it cloud rent. So a new form of capital has sprung out. Alexa and all the paraphernalia involved, the optic fiber cables, the servers, and all that, which make up this, what I call cloud capital, is a produced means of behavior modification. The purpose of which is to allow the owner of cloud capital to extract gigantic rents from vassal capitalists. The capitalists are now vassals to the techno-feudal lord.